Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. I've been listening to the submission so far, and in your opening statements, and this is the impression that I am getting, the Minister of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, in your opening statement, you advised that you are a policy director more so for tourism than an implementation agency. So it's policies that you are creating that is going to drive the direction of our tourism, and the fact that culture is a main part of the product for tourism. Your main focus is on policy direction, not the implementation. You are responsible for a few spaces, performance spaces, Naprima Bowl, and 4 beaches, right? And then the TTL says that you too are generating the marketing, getting that experience packaged for sale for that 300,000 people on average that comes to Trinidad and Tobago each year. Now I am the MP for Mayaro, and tourism is a big component of our local economy down there. And I have wondered in the past why the ministry, and back then was TDC and now it's TTL, the regional corporations are given this mandate to manage infrastructure. But when you look at the environments under tourism in these budgets, you get anywhere between $150,000 to $200,000 a year. When you have a space like Mayaro, and forgive me for just using that as the example because I'm extremely familiar, we have over 16 local tourism sites, inclusive of beaches, the Nerva Swamp, we have mud volcanoes, we have a saltwater lake, which are all can be packaged as part of this tourism infrastructure. So I'm wondering, when you have allocations in the national budget at 0.2% 1 year of the national budget for tourism, 0.1%, 0.7%, 0.1%, when you look at what we're giving to tourism. My question to both agencies, both the ministry and TTL, is that a hindrance to where you would like to be in terms of our tourism product? The fact that neither of you all seem to be an implementation agency in terms of infrastructure and so on, and we are depending on regional corporations, because you come to Mayaro and you can't find a washroom on a beach in Mayaro in 2023. You've heard of Church Road, you've heard of the Seawall, you've heard of Indian Bay, you've heard of Ottawa Bay. But how much of that 300,000 people that is coming each year going to these places and they have to change their underwear in the mangrove? And that is a real issue, because I will get messages on Messenger for Easter. People who are planning to come to Trinidad and say, MP, we improve anything as yet? And when you call the regional corporations, why aren't we doing more? Well, we're not getting the funding. So I feel there's a disconnect somewhere. And I guess what I want to get from you is if that is something that you are aware of as a hindrance. Because if we are pushing tourism, the final product of a secure tourism environment is employment, small business creation, putting people to work. Again, the sale of the experience is to put money in the pockets of the people in these communities. But if that 300,000 people who are coming are only going to those 4 or 5 spaces that is under your control, which I doubt very much, but they are coming to Toko, to Moruga, to Mayaro, which is suffering the same type of issues, that can't be working for your agenda in your policy to make sure you're delivering on cabinets and the state's expectation at the end of the day. Is that a hindrance? Is that something you are aware of? If you are aware of it, is it something that you are making headway in renegotiating some sort of arrangement with the state to capture that, if you want to call it your domestic tourism market? whereas I'm hearing more focus on that international 300,000 that is coming. And I do believe our domestic tourism market probably 4 or 5 times the value of what may be coming in from our international market. So I just want to get some feedback if those things are in your circle of consideration and if it's being addressed in any way.